describe me, but we will be written in history as blind lovers forever to be. Dream with no limit. They're yours to make any way you want. Making heat, jazz, and love. L.M. Ross. There was a cool blue hue to the room as the assembled jazz crowd sipped their martinis and smoked their cigarettes. I was slowly imbibing my Courvoisier and slyly checking out the place. This was my scene, my hunt, my NYC jazz dream, and the elements felt just right. I perused the locals and a few heads who boldly nodded in my direction. But this was a typically straight crowd. I made sure I did nothing, said nothing that would arouse unwanted suspicion. I had many friends in the city, but a scant few really dug jazz with the same fervor as me. So it had become my style to usually roll on a solo tip. This night was no different. So there I sat, sipping and waiting for the show to begin as a feeling of anticipation rose in the air. I could almost taste it, feel it buzzing on my skin. I needed this escape. I've been dealing with some deeply emotional stuff that comes with residual heartbreak. Stephen, my lover of almost 7 years, had fallen for the charms and assumedly the younger dick of a coworker. I'd suspected something developing between them, but Stephen chalked it up to my crazy insecurity. Well, a few weeks later, I arrived early from a business trip, and my crazy insecure ass caught them, going at it in the bed Stephen and I purchased and shared. They jumped up, naked and ashamed, with apologies and explanations tripping from their lips. I never once cheated on Stephen, and there he was, in our bed fucking some acrobatic bitch on the slide. That betrayal ended it for us. I mean, what good was a relationship if the motherfucker lacked trust? I had, for all intents and purposes, given up on men. I denied all temptations from that point onward, and trust. There were more than a few. I needed to work on me. I needed to love me again. I needed to spoil me and accept all my good, bad, and bullshit parts. I had been doing just that for months. My only reprieve was a little entertainment by way of jazz. Showtime. The piano player appeared in a shaft of golden light. Brother with dreads, attired in a natty blue suit, his long, nimble fingers caressed the keys slowly as if he had at his disposal 88 different lovers. He played and the crowd swayed to the strains of his smooth bossa nova. Gradually, the light increased, and in the corner was a stout cat on bass. He began to thump in slow and sultry jazzy tones, and soon he and the pianist were grooving in song. I dug the vibe they manifested. I nodded my head to their potent fusion. Soon the drummer appeared, beating those snares in a nasty counterpoint that made something inside us jump as everyone tapped their feet. The sound the three of them manifested was sweet, tangy, and saucy to the point of sounding sexual. And then, in the brazenly blue neon glare, the man on the sax appeared. The bleat of his horn transformed the room. I detected the sighs and swoons. I heard a woman release an orgasmic cry of, "Damn, that brother be fine." I must admit that the sister didn't lie. Brother was fine, in a winter white turtleneck sweater and matching trousers. Tall, bald, madly broad-shouldered, he had a presence and a gravity that could not be denied. He played like quiet fire. He played so slowly and soulfully that he conjured up visions of hot Nolans nights, the cry of alley cats, the bite of bourbon on the tongue, and the sweet caress of an amorous lover. He played as if he crawled between my thighs and discovered the clue to my carnal paradise. I felt both shook and hooked on the sound he made. And still he played, as the jazz heads nodded and ladies swooned. But some part of my senses made me think he was blowing for me.